Okay, everybody, welcome to, we're right next to the Jordan River, and we're at a very, very important place. Here's a map of Israel, and Nazareth is here. I live in a place here called Afula down here, and my wife who's filming me, Rivka, she and I drove all the way down this highway, all the way down here, and we're just north of the Dead Sea, about 5 miles north of the Dead Sea, at a very, very important place. It's called, in Israel, Kasr el Yehud, which is in Arabic, the fortress of the Jews. But most people know this as the site where John the Baptizer, he was not a Baptist, he wasn't a Presbyterian, he was a baptizer. He's the one who's operating here, and there's a reason for that. But what I'd like, as I put this map away, what I'd like to show you is, now that you know more or less where we are, and that is that we're very close to a place called Qumran. And Qumran, south of here, about 15-minute drive, Qumran was the home of the Essenes. Now, because of the proximity and the way the Essenes and John the Baptizer were sort of preaching, some people think that John the Baptizer was himself once an Essene, but that's something we'll never know. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the Jordan, the beautiful Jordan River. So we're going to cut here. Yes, so I'm listening. Oh, guys, always listen to your wife. Remember, she's always right. You're wrong. I kid you not. So what you see in front of us is actually the border. There's the Jordan River. And this is the border between Israel and Jordan. And you see the Jordanian flag is over there. Just so, they've got 5 of them. Just so, 6, 7. Just so you know, make sure, that they know who you are. And this is a group of Army Corps of Engineers soldiers here. And my wife was also in the Army Corps of Engineers during her Army service. Half of her service, she was with them. And that side right down there is the Jordanian baptism site. So what we're going to do is walk down like remember, this is what we do when I'm guiding you. However, you don't want to go in the water here. And if you take a look at the water, you'll see, oh, what? They've changed it here. Now it's flooding. The river's flooded a bit. We're in the middle of winter here, and there's a lot of rainfall. But they're fixing up the site here. So this white wall in front of us usually isn't here. And this is the baptism site. So they've fenced this area off here. But if you walk over here, this is the site, and unfortunately we don't have anybody, dunking themselves in the river. Those of you who are planning to come to Israel, don't do it here, because the water here is really, look at it. It is not clean at all. There's, by the way, if you look over there, a couple of Jordanian soldiers, and they're just probably talking to their wives on the phone. Yeah, honey, bring a quart of milk or something. But this probably is the site where John the Baptizer is baptizing. So when you come here on a tour, here's the thing, it's not only that. I'm going to go upstairs and my wife's going to film me, and I'm going to tell you what's going on here because it's important. This is a very, very important site for Jews and Christians. So hang on, and I'll tell you what's, yeah. Okay, so why is this place so important? First of all, we learned from all 4 of the evangelists that this is the place where Jesus is baptized by John. And why? Because this is also the place in the book of Joshua where the children of Israel, who've been wandering around in the desert for 40 years, come here, and Joshua stops up the River Jordan, oh, about 30 kilometers, about 18 miles north of here, at a place called Adam. And it's in the Bible, it says that. And in Joshua 2, the children of Israel, 600,000 of them, as the river dries up, like almost like parting the waters at Sinai, with the priests bringing the Ark of the Covenant across the water first, the children of Israel enter the promised land. But chronologically, that's the first thing that happens. That's in the book of Joshua. We go to the book of Kings. And in Kings, I believe it's Second Kings, Elijah here brings Elisha with him, and they're coming from Jericho. And Elisha says, listen, the Lord's going to take me from you. You don't have to come with me. And Elisha says, what? You're my man. I got to be with you. So they come all the way here. Elijah takes his robe, rolls it up, hits the water, and the water parts just like it did for Moses. He and Elisha cross the Jordan River, and Elijah says to him, tell me, make one wish, what's your wish, like a genie? What do you want? And Elisha says, I want double of what you got. And Elisha says, well, if that's what you want, if you see me go up to heaven, you'll get your wish. And the chariot of fire takes Elijah up to heaven. And Elisha sees this. So Elisha takes the robe, hits the water, and indeed the water crosses for him. And if you count the miracles of Elisha in Scripture, he has twice as many as Elijah does. Kind of interesting. The last thing that happens here, chronologically, and well, almost the last thing, is that Elisha tells the king of the Assyrians to bathe here. And, the guy says, well, he's not even going to come and, sprinkle water on me or something. No, just go dip yourself in the river 7 times and you'll be cured of leprosy. And that's what happens. So when John baptizes Jesus and the Spirit of the Lord rests on Jesus, and God says, behold, this is my only Son, hear him. This place has a very special pedigree. Because remember, Jesus' name in Hebrew is Yeshua, Joshua. So the first Joshua brings the children of Israel into the promised land. Yeshua brings mankind he saves them. They're delivered from sin. So this is a very, very special place, Qasr el-Yehud, a baptism site on the Jordan River. My name is Jacob Purcell. Thank you for listening. Cut.